Chase perfection, catch excellence. Inherit quality, endorse ethics. Cross the limit, dream beyond. Green Valley Public School, Nellikaparamba, Mukkam, Calicut.
Welcome to the exclusive lecture series. Here we have of class 6. Today we are going to discuss the chapter
The Old Clock Shop.
The Old Clock Shop. So this is from the supplementary text Packed with the Sun. Right, Aisha Clive?
Yes.
Welcome to the lecture series. Right, so what are we going to discuss today? The Old Clock Shop. So we see the word clock there. Yes? And clock is one thing which is such a special thing at home. Do you agree with that, Aisha? And also it is one of the precious gift that we can give to others, right? Okay, what do you see here?
Clock tower.
It is a clock tower, yes. So there are many words associated with the clock. Can you tell me some words?
Wall clock, clock tower,
Yeah.
clockwise.
Yeah, very good. So wall clock, alarm clock, right? And clock tower, as you can see. You can see clock towers in famous places of interest, right? Tourist places, locations. Then we use the word clockwise. What is opposite of that? Clockwise? Anti-clockwise. Yeah. Clockwise in the sense how the clock rotates. That's called clockwise. And anti-clockwise is opposite direction of clockwise direction. Okay. So we have tried to bring a quote for you. There are a lot of quotes associated with the clocks, time, right? So can you read this, Aisha?
The clock is ticking. Are you becoming the person you want to be?
Yes. So what do you mean by that? The clock is ticking. Means what? The clock is moving, right? Tick tock, the sound of the clock, right? So are you becoming the person you want to be? Yes. So we are being questioned whether we are utilizing our time so that we are able to achieve what we want to be, right? Okay. So the greatest gift you can give someone is your time, because when you give your time, you are giving a portion
of your life
that you will never get back. Yes. So since time is the factor that is associated with this clock, we have tried to show you a quote, a very important quote with a clock or a time. Okay, so if you look, if you search for some of the books in connection with the clock, you can see a lot of them. I have tried to show you one book, The Old Clock Shop, written and illustrated by Marlene Hughes. Okay, so in your book, the author name is not given. Okay, so if you search online, you can get to see a lot of such books. One such book is this, The Old Clock Shop, but the story is different from what we are going to learn today. So there are a lot of such books available in the market. You can get to see them in the internet, right, Aisha? Okay, so let's go and see some of the clock towers. I think that would be an interesting exercise, right? Okay, so there are a lot of clock towers. So you can see that long before we started constantly looking down at our phones or glancing at watches on a wrist, clock towers were the best way to find out the time. So in the olden times, people looked at the watch tower or the clock tower in order to know the time. Yes. So there is Elizabeth Tower, London, England, right? It's an important clock tower, most popular, right? Here you can see, yeah, I have collected some of them. Deira Clock Tower, Dubai, UAE. Okay, some of you might have seen it. Okay, and there are some other clock towers like Rajabhai Clock Tower, Mumbai, India. So there is one clock tower from our country, India. St. Mark's Clock Tower, Venice, Italy. Can you see? There are a lot of them that I've tried to bring. This clock tower we have seen earlier. Zimmer Tower, Belgium, right? Here again another. Can you read?
New Town Hall Clock Tower,
Munich, Germany. New Town Hall Clock Tower, Munich, Germany. We also have a town hall in Kozhikode, right? Yeah. And which is this? Possibly an Arabian country? Yes. Makkah. Makkah, Royal Clock Tower, Makkah, Saudi Arabia. Yes. And here we have Maryland, Baltimore, Maryland. Okay, so there are a lot of them. Just try to show. There is another list, some of the most famous of them. Elizabeth Tower, we went through it earlier again. So it is a beautiful exercise, I suppose. You can get to see a lot of such clock towers. They have played an important role even in the culture of a country. Okay, so this is Cosmo Clock, Yokohama, Japan. Can you see? It is in the form of a Ferris wheel. This is called a Ferris wheel. Okay, and there is a clock over there, a digital clock, right? So we also have another word or a term associated with the clock, digital clock. Okay, what is the another form of clock? Analog. Have you heard? Yes, digital analog. So we usually use this kind of analog clocks or watches. We also come across digital clocks which are becoming more popular these days, right? This is a digital world, right? So let's enter a chapter now. Here again, can you see Italy, Messina Clock Tower. Okay, the old clock shop is our topic of interest. We have reached that. Okay, so let's go to a PDF of the Pact with the Sun. Okay, the old clock shop. This is chapter 4. Yes. So let's read the introduction, Aisha. Yeah.
It's Christmas Eve and closing time for shops. Ray's old clock shop is still open. Two shoppers call at this late hour.
Okay, what is this? What is the period of this story, right? So they are giving you at what time the story happened. Okay, at what occasion. Okay, rather you should say occasion. You know the word occasion, you have to use that word. Okay, yeah. Occasion. Right. So it was Christmas Eve. Eve means what?
The day before.
Very good. The day before is called Eve. We have Eid Eve, right? New Year's Eve and all that. Okay, New Year we are not supposed to celebrate, but then Eve is something that comes just before, the day before. Yes. And closing time for shops. So it was time of celebration. So it was a closing time. Ray's old clock. Who is Ray?
The owner of the shop.
Owner of the shop. He's an old man, right? So he is the main role. He plays the main role of a story. We call such people protagonists. Okay, what do you call? Protagonists. Protagonist. So people who are against this role, this main role, are called antagonists. Okay, you know antonyms, anti, anto, all such words denote the opposite word. Okay, so antagonist, antagonist. So we will see that there are two antagonists coming. So protagonist, antagonist. Okay. So let's see what happens. Two shoppers call at this late hour. Call at. Call at means what? It is an expression. Okay. Call at means what? To pay visit. Call at. There are a lot of words associated with call, like call upon, call at, okay, call in, call upon, many words, many expressions. So this is call at. Call at means what? Visit. So two people are visiting the shop when it is about to close. Okay, yeah, for Christmas. Let's read.
Christmas Eve had arrived. As last minute shoppers were going home, a thick white sheet of snow lay over Salt Lake City, USA. Yet the lights were still burning in the old clock shop. As Ray, its old deaf owner, worked on a clock he had sold that day.
Okay, right. So what's happening there? So it is Christmas Eve. the shops are going to close. Now Ray, our old shopkeeper, is also about to close the shop. So what's happening? Last minute shoppers are there. They were going home. So a thick white sheet of snow. Why white sheet of snow? Because it was a time of which season?
Because
Yeah, winter season. Yeah, it is a season of snowfall, right? So white sheet of snow lay over Salt Lake City, USA. Okay, so yet the lights were still burning in the old clock shop. As Ray, its old deaf owner, worked on a clock he had sold that day. Okay, so he was working on the clock that he sold that day. So he is a old and deaf owner. So what kind of word is old and deaf? It describes a person, a noun. So what do you call such kind of words? I am asking about I am asking about the parts of speech. Okay, this is a noun. Ray is a noun. So these are words like old, deaf. They are speaking about this noun. So they are. Is it a verb? Is it an adjective? It's an adjective. Yes, it's an adjective. These words, they describe this owner, Ray. Okay, so worked on a clock he had sold that day. So he was still working on that clock. The street was all dark. Only there was light only in Ray's shop. Yes. Okay. So let us see. So this is the picture of our Ray's shop. Can you see? There are two people at Ray's shop when he was trying to close the shop for the day. Okay. So let's read ahead.
Having finished his work, Ray stood up and was on his way to the back room when a cold rush of air from the front door hit the back of his neck.
Okay, so he was trying to he finished his work and he was entering the room inside, okay, the back room. So usually the shops have a back room where they store things, maybe they have even washrooms there, okay. So there was a cold rush of air. Why? Because the door opened. Can you see here? There is a door here. So since the door opened, there was a cold rush of air. We know that it is winter season, and since when the door is open, you can feel that coldness, okay. Yeah, in front of the door, hit the back of his neck. Okay, he turned to meet at a last minute shopper.
But his own wise eyes told him that this was not a shopper. He saw two men, one in his 20s, the other closer to 50. The younger man remained at the door. The older man approached the counter with no sign of friendliness in his eyes. Ray was able to hide his growing fear as he slowly pushed a notepad and a pencil across the counter.
Okay, so what happened? There are two people coming as last minute shoppers. But are they shoppers, Aisha? No, they are not shoppers. They didn't seem like shoppers, and the old man could recognize that. He understood that these people have not come to purchase something or buy something. Buy, purchase. Please learn this word, purchase, P-U-R-C-H-A-S-E. P-U-R-C-H-A-S-E. Right. Okay, so they are not actually customers. We call shopkeepers customers. We use such words. Okay, they didn't seem like customers. They seemed like intruders. What did they seem like? Intruders. Such people are called intruders. Who is an intruder? Intruder is a person who comes to do something odd, okay, which is not good. Okay, so our shopkeeper, the old man, Ray, right? Ray understood that these two people are intruders. One was in his 20s, the other was close to 50. So there is a middle-aged man and also a youth. Okay, yeah. The younger man remained at the door. The older man approached the counter with
no sign of friendliness in his eyes.
Yeah. So we can see in this picture that the older man approached the old man and the younger man was at the door. Okay, they both didn't have a sign of friendliness in their face or their eyes. Okay, Ray was able to hide his
growing fear.
as he
slowly pushed a notepad and a pencil across the counter.
Okay, so you must feel that, okay. If you are in such a situation like Ray, what you will do? You have to feel that. Only then you will be able to enjoy the story, right, Aisha? Okay, so what did he do? What did Ray do? He pushed a notepad and a pencil across the counter. Why?
He is deaf.
Very good. He is deaf. He can't speak. Okay. He smiled at the unfriendly face, then pointed to his
ears and shook his head from side to side. A quick look of surprise changed the man's face as he studied the notepad, then turned and said something to his friend.
Okay. So what happened here?
He
Ray is trying to show that he can't hear. He pointed to his ears. Can you see? He can't hear. Okay. So the man was trying to tell him something, the intruder. So Ray showed his ear. He said, I can't hear you. Okay, and shook his head from side to side. He said, I can't hear. A quick look of surprise changed the man's face. The intruder was surprised to find that he was deaf as he studied the notepad and turned and said something to his friend. Okay, so something was written in the notepad. He looked at the friend and he just murmured something, okay, whispered something. Okay, Ray used the chance
to look closely at the man, paying attention to the shape of a gun and a restless hand in the man's right coat pocket. Anger boiled within him, but it was kept down by an inner voice that said, be still. He wrote on the notepad, may I help you? For the first time, the older man looked directly at Ray and smiled. A cruel, mocking smile. They both understood why he was there, why his friend remained at the door. They looked like men who were down on their leg and were now ready to try something they would later be sorry about.
Okay, so this is what happened later on. So Ray is trying to mingle with them, okay, and he smiled at such people who frowned. You know what is frowning? What is frowning? Means you are annoyed with someone, you frown, right? You get angry, you are disturbed, you try to frown, you don't keep a smiling face, right? So they were frowning at him, the intruders. Ray tried to pass a smile, okay? So one beautiful thing he tried to do. Ray used this chance to look closely at the man, paying attention to the shape of a gun and a restless hand in the man's right coat pocket. So Ray understood or realized that these people had what in the pocket? Gun. Okay, so that is not a good sign. Okay, why do people have gun? What do they do with the gun? They try to
Rob.
Yeah, they try to rob, they try to shoot, right? They shoot the people, they try to rob, they threaten. Learn this word, threaten. T-H-R-E-A-T-E-N. So they came at such an odd hour to threaten Ray, right? Okay, anger boiled within him, but it was kept down by an inner voice that said, be still. He wrote on the notepad, may I help you? So anger boiled. Ray was getting angrier, right? So, but still he wrote, may I help you in the notepad. For the first time, the older man looked directly at Ray and smiled. So now there is a smile, right? A cruel, mocking smile. What kind of smile? A cruel, mocking smile. So it was not a good smile, right? A cruel one, harsh one. They both understood why he was there, why his friend remained at the door. Okay. So they looked at like men who were down on their luck and were now ready to try something they would later be sorry about. So this is what Ray is thinking. So these people have come to do something about which they'll feel sorry for later on. Okay, yeah, that happens. It's a human mind. We try to do mistakes and later we feel we shouldn't have done it, right? So we regret. What is that reaction or emotion called? We regret our mistakes. Okay, so that is what Ray is thinking in his mind. These people are out to something, they will later regret about it, he feels. Okay, yeah, so you find that Ray is such a good gentleman, right? He was deaf, but then He was such a fine gentleman. Ray knows that
His visitors are in need. He accepts an old watch in exchange for a good sum of money. The message of peace and goodwill spreads everywhere as the old clocks chime Merry Christmas.
Okay, so this is what is going to happen next. Okay, we will find in the coming lines that Ray knows that his visitors are in need. Of course, when people are in need, they try to rob, right? Okay, he accepts an old watch in exchange for a good sum of money. So that is what he does next. The message of peace and goodwill spreads everywhere as the old clock chime. Chime is such a beautiful word. We have such words like wind chime. Okay, so such kind of sounds produced by the wind. Okay, so even we try to hang something in our sit outs or balconies, and when the wind comes, they make a tin tin sound, right? That's called a wind chime. Okay, so when the old clock chime Merry Christmas, so it was about to become midnight, and it is going to be Christmas. Okay, the clock ticked on.
Ray calmly wrote another message. Have you come to pick up a clock or watch? Then he pointed to the lawn board filled with hanging clocks and pocket watches.
Okay, so he is asking, so time went on. Okay, so these people, intruders, they came to Mr. Ray and they are now confused what to do, because they are not able to threaten this man. He is an old man and he is deaf. Okay, and he tried to help these intruders. So they thought, okay, let's see what happens, right? So the time went on, the clock ticked. Okay, the clocks ticked on. So there were a lot of clocks there, they kept ticking, right? Ray calmly wrote another message. Have you come to pick up a clock or watch? Then he pointed to the loan board. So there was a loan board there filled with hanging clocks and pocket watches. So there was a loan board. Okay, he was not a pawnbroker, but at the same time couldn't say no. Who is a pawnbroker?
One who lend money for
Yeah.
interest.
Okay, a pawnbroker is a person who lends money for interest. You should write the word meanings of loan also. Okay, it would be a good exercise if you write what is a loan. Okay, loan, L-O-A-N, and pawnbroker, a person who lends money for interest. Okay, but at the same time couldn't say no to the needy people who placed their old watches or clocks before him for anything they could get. Okay, they came with old watch. Okay, people who came with old watches or clocks could get something from Ray. Okay, he loaned more than he should, right? Okay, he gave money more than he has to, at the same price he had paid with no interest. So that is the main important point here. He didn't take interest, right? So he was such a good gentleman, right, Aisha? Yes. Then the older man
Seemed to feel a little easier, took out his hand from his pocket and quickly looked at the watch on his wrist. How much will you give me for this? The man wrote.
Okay, why did he take the hand from his pocket, Aisha? To look at the time. Yeah, he took out the hand from his pocket because he decided not to shoot this old man or to threaten him. Earlier he had the hand in his pocket. He was trying to convey a message that he has got a gun in his pocket, right? Now the plans are changed. He has no more plans to shoot him or threaten him. So he took the hand out of his pocket and quickly looked at the watch on his wrist. How much will you give me for this? He asked. Okay, Ray noticed
A little shame in the grey eyes looking at him. The watch was nothing special and yet had great powers. It was something to exchange, a way out of a bad situation. Knowing that great need had brought the man to his shop in the first place, Ray asked, "How much do you need for it?" The reply came back on the notepad, "Whatever it's worth." Ray reached into his cash box, pulled out a $50 note and passed it into the man's hand. As they shook hands, Ray looked into the man's eyes. They seemed to say, "Thank you."
Thank you. Yes. So this is what is the next deal that is happening. Okay. So Ray noticed that the man, there was little shame in the grey eyes looking at him. Okay. So Ray could see the shame coming from this man. Okay, so he was feeling bad about what he did. So he was trying to help him, right? Ray tried to help him. So he was feeling a bit ashamed. The watch was nothing special, and yet he had
Great powers.
yet had great. Okay, so the intruder is trying to show the watch, and he was feeling ashamed. He was feeling, okay, I am giving such a watch which is worth not much, okay, or worth very less, right? So he was looking for some exchange. It was something to exchange, a way out of a bad situation. Okay, so he was trying to give this watch, and he tried to get some money for it, and he asked Ray, how much will you pay for it? Okay, so how much do you want? Okay, so who says this?
Ray.
Yeah, Ray says whatever it is worth. That's what he wrote in the notepad. So Ray reached into the cash box and he took out how much? $50 note and passed it to the man's hand. As they shook hands, Ray looked in the man's eyes and they seemed to say thank you. Okay, they both knew that.
The watch wasn't worth that much. Before turning to leave, the man wrote, I will be back to pick it up as soon as I can. Merry Christmas.
Okay, so the man tried to take the money and he was so happy that Ray gave him such a huge amount for a watch, okay, that he handed over to Ray. Yeah, and he wrote what? And the man tried to write with to Ray that he will be back to pick it up as soon as I can. Why does he want to pick the watch back? Yeah, if he comes to pick this the watch, then he will pay back the money. Yeah, that is the deal. Okay, so he will return the money and take the watch. Okay, and he wrote Merry Christmas. Yes, the little story ended
On the half hour, with the clock striking all together, the timepieces, which had been looking on silently all the while, rang out the time with such feeling that even Ray thought he could hear them. Their sweet musical message was filled with hope. The timeless message of peace on earth, goodwill towards all, was felt by the three men who stood in the old clock shop.
Okay, so can you see, half an hour passed, the whole drama went on for about half an hour and the clocks were all set to ring every half an hour. So by the time all this drama ended, all the clocks, they rang all together, okay. So they were as if they were giving the message. What is the message? Peace on earth, goodwill towards all, was felt by the three men who stood in the old clock shop. So we see that all are happy. Okay, the old man lent the money, lend, past tense is lent. Okay, so he gave the money to the intruders. Now the intruders are happy, and Ray is also happy that he could escape from such kind of people. Okay, so everything ended so peacefully, and it was as if such a beautiful message was being conveyed, and it echoed in the whole shop. How did it echo? There were a lot of clocks in the shop. You know that the old clock shop will have a lot of clocks. So this is the end of the story, right? So there is a moral in the story. Can you tell what kind of a moral this is? There is. Okay, the old clock shop, it gives a beautiful message that you have to help people no matter what kind of a situation you are in. So we see that Ray was in a difficult situation because these people came at an odd hour, but he tried to show what? Kindness to them, right? And he changed their mindset. Okay, so that is very important. So that is one important message we get to see in this story. Okay, the story is a recount of the meeting of a shop owner and two thieves. The old man dealt with so wisely. We see that he dealt with so wisely and changed the two men completely. Thus, a person can influence lives if he is able to handle the difficult situation. So, it also gives us an information how we have to deal with a difficult situation. This lesson expresses how
Honest and correct ways.
Yeah, honest and correct ways can win over any situation. With these ways, even robbers can be tackled rightly. The way Mr. Ray not only protected himself but showed the right path to the robbers as well. Right? It conveys the message of peace and good.
For all.
Yes, goodwill for all. So this is our story, right, Aisha? So should we look at some of the questions, shall we? Or yeah, we'll quickly look at some of the questions and we'll see that whether we are able to answer them. What made Ray think the visitor was not really a shopper?
There was a note.
Yeah, they came at an odd time. That is one thing, okay? And they didn't seem friendly, okay? They didn't want a clock or anything, right? And they were not friendly, and they also had what in their pocket?
Gun.
Yeah, gun in the pocket. So they were not visitors, right? The visitors were not shoppers. They looked like intruders. You learn this word, intruder. What do you think he had come to the shop? Why do you think he had come to the shop? Yeah, to rob. Yes. How did Ray communicate with him? So you'll have to write the whole sentence, okay? So it seemed like they came to rob Mr. Ray, to rob Mr. Ray's shop, right? How did Ray communicate with him?
Ray
Communicated
with a notepad and
a pen. Okay, he wrote a message to them, right? Because he is deaf. Yes. What do you think the man said to his friend who waited at the door?
he's deaf. The owner is.
Yeah. So what shall we do? We cannot show our power here because there is such a weak fellow here. So there is no use, right? Okay. Ray was not a pawnbroker. Why then did he lend money to the people in exchange for their old watches and clocks? So though he was not a pawnbroker, why did Ray give money to?
To help.
Yeah, he had such a good nature. He wanted to help people. That's why he gave the money. Okay, and that too without interest. Okay, that's important. The watch was nothing special in it. It had great powers. In what sense did it have great powers? Right. So why did the watch have great powers?
Because he gave a beautiful
Message. Okay, yeah. The watch was kind of a gift for those intruders, right? They got money for such a watch which is not worth so much. So it had great powers. Do you think the man would ever come back to pick up the watch? No? Okay, there can be a lot of opinions. Okay, some people might think, okay, they came to rob the shop, they won't get the money back, right? The old man. Of course, it can happen. But since the old man was a man with such a good will, such a good gentleman, maybe they would be back, right? We can expect so. Do you think the man would ever come back? Okay, we finished. When did the unfriendly face of the visitor turn truly friendly? Yeah, when did it happen? They were unfriendly, but suddenly they became truly friendly. When? When Mr. Ray showed something, there was a loan board, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he showed the loan board. So at that time they became truly friendly. Yes, so this is our story and we have discussed the questions as well, right? Okay, so we come to the close of our lecture, right? So we wind up our story here, Aisha, and thanks for joining us, Aisha. Okay, so students, try to learn the story. All stories come with beautiful morals, so try to read, practice and learn new words and try to answer these questions. Read aloud and practice. Okay, we will meet in the interaction session. Thank you.
Green Valley Public School, Nellikaparamba, Mukkam, Calicut.